Okay. So, this is the Ratchet Clank 3 Plasma Whip only run. This is my second attempt at this because I got all the way to Metropolis and then used the wrench. Boy. What a thing to do. Okay. Whether or not I release the failed footage, I don't know, but just to go over things real quick. Plasma Whip only run. The only weapon I'm allowed to use is the Plasma Whip and its leveled up forms, including the Quantum Whip. No other weapons can be used at any time for any reason, except for the wrench when turning bolt cranks, but that's it. We can't even use it to break boxes. What else? Refractor can't be used to damage enemies. Turrets in vehicles are legal when necessary, so that's mostly going to be during ranger missions. And the rules do not apply for Clank because he doesn't get any weapons, or the Quarkvid comics. In the spirit of how similar this can be to a wrench-only run, I may tackle the Quarkvid comics with just melee attacks, but they're not really important, so it doesn't really matter. I'd say that's about it. So I'm going to start a new file in the second slave slot here.
My Blargian Snagglebeast devours your mutant swamp fly. Oh yeah, I bet you didn't see that one coming. Hey, what are you doing?
Check and made.
What? That's cheating!
On the contrary, the rules clearly state that the Blargian Snagglebeast has an allergic reaction to swamp flies that last 2 turns. Ooh, it is on again.
I don't really know if I really need to leave any of the cutscenes in. I will just in case I need the footage.
Your luck is extraordinary.
I'm not really sure that I will, but
You lose
you know.
as gracefully as you win.
I would not know, Maximilian. I never lose.
There is a first time for everything. Agent Clank! You missed! So much for the famous secret agent.
Shocking.
Ha!
Bring the car around, Jeeves, and mind the ejector seat this time.
Stay tuned for more Secret Agent Clank.
That's a video game I have not played.
That was terrific.
Yeah, great. Change the channel.
But the man said to stay tuned.
We continue our live coverage from Veldin. Just hours ago, the planet was attacked without warning by a terrifying alien race known as the Tyrannoids. Officials believe that an evil robotic supervillain known as Dr. Nefarious is the mastermind behind the Tyrannoid attack. As you can see, the Galactic Rangers are putting up a valiant fight, but they are no match for these tentacle-eyed terrors. Indeed, this backwater planet may be completely destroyed in a matter of hours. Darla Gratch, Channel 64 News.
We're going home.
But Veldin is in the Solana galaxy. Oh no, not the gravimetric warp drive. The untested gravimetric
Yeah, just chuck that in there. It'll work now.
The one you built from Blargian scrap metal?
Coming?
We are doomed.
You were saying?
I stand corrected.
I just hope we're not too late.
Yeah, Ratchet was a mechanic before he became a galactic hero. You can assume that he kinda sorta knows what he's doing. Thank you, memory card. Okay, so here's the deal. We can't get the plasma whip on this planet. Which presents a problem. Because, how the hell are we going to kill anything if we don't have a weapon at all? Like, if we don't have the weapon that we want to use, how are we going to kill anything? And we're about to get two that we can't use, and we can't even use the wrench either. Not by the rules that I've set. We're going to be playing the pacifists throughout this entire planet, and letting everything kill everything else for us.
These must be the Galactic Rangers.
Hey, look! It's a new sergeant!
Huh?
Hey, Sarge, you can have my gun. There's too many of them! We're all gonna die!
Ah, yes, the shock blaster. You know, I've actually done a run where I've used only the shock blaster, but the thing is, when you take into account the shock cannon's beam of death, it's actually kind of overpowered. So, this is pretty much how things are going to go for a while. We're going to let the Rangers and enemies take care of each other and boxes for us. That's the only way we're going to get any experience in bolts. This is uneven reaching. That's kind of pathetic. Just gonna let them take care of all the little guys. Sweet.
Am I glad to see you, Sarge? We're pinned down by that enemy vehicle. Somebody's gotta take it out.
Let me guess. That somebody is me.
We gotta volunteer. Here, Sarge, take this. We'll cover you. From back there!
Now, there are three things we can do here. We can either wait for the Rangers to take it out, which is going to take an eternity. I'm going to pick up on these. We can try run past this thing, which will end up damaging us a little bit, but, oh well. Or, I can do this. So, weird collision detection is kind of rampant in the Ratchet games. For some reason, it makes it so that we can actually just glide right over that thing. And for whatever reason, just getting past that thing makes it blow up. I don't know why. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get that guy's attention for some reason. So I'm gonna have to... First and foremost, I want you to take care of these for me. And it happens again. Just run past that attack ship and it just blows up. I want the enemies to destroy as many of these boxes and as many of each other as possible because I need all the bolts I can get. Because the Plasma Whip costs 7,500 bolts. We're likely not going to have that amount by the time we get to Florana. But the closer we get to that point, the easier it's going to be. Or the less time we're going to keep playing the Pacifist. So already a third of the way there. Still got a little more to take care of here, and then a couple ways of enemies zone F sector. I'll bring this little guy with me. we go. And you too. I'll wait for the ranger to take care of these guys. There were 3 of them here, but after the 2 over on this side destroyed that 1, they just ran off. This guy's the real trooper. And now this guy's going to try and get the One Eyes over here. Great. Alright, that's pretty much all we're going to be able to do here. I want... No, wait, I'm going to need to keep the helipack on for a bit.
What's the situation?
The Noids have fallen back to a base in F sector. We have orders to go in and take them out. F sector? No way. Game over, man. We're all gonna end up as scrap metal.
Get back in there, trooper. We've got a planet to save.
Sir, yes, sir. I'm afraid of heights.
This is probably my favorite freefall section in the game because you don't need to do anything.
Stay frosty, people. The Noids
Like, there's all these missiles around, but you don't actually need to move at all. Okay. Now, priority here is getting the enemies to take out as many of these crates as possible. Because I need money more than I need them to die right now. Come on. Damn it, Rangers. Okay. I can get Colin to do that for me. Okay, now there's a couple boxes down here. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Right, just bring them all back around the other side so the Rangers can take care of them. And make sure they all come around because there's always a possibility that one of them can get stuck on something. Which it looks like one has done. I'll look over here so you can die. Alright. Oh, there it is. Come this way. Luckily, a lot of the time they're easy to dislodge. Sometimes they're not. 5 grand, not doing too bad.
The doors have opened. Look out!
Okay. Alright, now we can move on to the planet's final roadblock. One last attack ship, whose sound effects have not been turned on for some reason. Okay. Now that gap is too far to long jump over. So we're going to abuse a little more weird collision detection. We're going to use this thing as a platform. Now once you start gliding out, it's going to move a little over that way past the edge of this platform, because that's its default position. So we're going to need to be careful of where we aim this. Okay. Or I can just fail to jump before I reach the edge and die anyway. That's fine. It does unfortunately mean we've got to sit through all this again, but at the very least I'll get a tiny bit more money from it. Now, you would think that continuously dying is a way to just keep getting more money, but we're not getting too much out of it, and I think the enemies might give us diminishing returns. I'm not too sure about that, but my first attempt, I died like 10 times trying to cross that chasm, and it didn't feel like I was getting a whole lot of money.
Look out!
Alright. I only got 6 grand, which is good. Yeah, sound effects are back. Okay. Now.
Destroy that vehicle.
And I missed. I need to glide pretty much right into the center of that thing. So yes, we're sitting through this again. And no, none of this is being edited out. I'm pretty much going to be showing you guys this run from beginning to end in all of its terrible glory. Just as a start to finish on the whole thing, and to show that like it really can be done without me like cheating in between or something.
Tyrannoids! The doors have opened. Look out!
Alright. Oh, that's not... Nah. I went too far to the side. I wasn't even trying to go to the side, but... That's what happens, I guess. I think this is bad to see the failed recording. Like I said, I died like 10 times trying to cross that chasm. And every time I die, I need to run through all this again.
Watch out! They're coming out of the rubble!
One saving grace I've got here. If the money is, even if the money is indeed running off diminishing returns, what I'm getting every time, it's starting to add up a bit.
Here come the Noid dropships! Waste those Tyrannoids! The doors have opened! Look out! Destroy that vehicle!
No, 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 no. There we go. There's a little trick I'm using to do that. Basically, I'm holding R1 and mashing X. And, this one's still alive. The other two blew up when I passed them, but this one's still alive. Huh. Yeah, I'm holding R1 and mashing X, because, for whatever reason, that allows me to start ascending slopes. I think it's probably a form of slope interception, which is, used in speedruns. Just, it's not normally used like that.
Sir, we have a transmission from the president.
How are things on the front lines, soldier? Is that Secret Agent Clank?
Greetings, sir. We are here to help.
Well, this is an honor, and I see you brought your chauffeur along.
What? No. Hold on a second, sir.
Agent Clank, we must stop Dr. Nefarious. As you may know, only one man has ever faced him and survived. I've just received a top secret report on that man's whereabouts. Here, take a look.
On tonight's episode of Nature's Mysteries, we examine the Florana tree beast. Deep in the dense growth of Florana's Jambu forest lives a mysterious creature. Or maybe he doesn't. It's one of nature's mysteries.
I seen him run right through our camping site. He was buck naked, screaming and holding a banana. Or maybe it weren't a banana. It could be.
One of nature's mysteries. Legend tells that this mysterious creature is actually one of the greatest superheroes who ever lived. Shamed by his recent past, he is now one of nature's mysteries. Tune in and find out the answers.
Gee, I wonder.
We need you to find this man. The fate of the galaxy may depend on it.
Are you sure this is the guy you're looking for, Mr. President? Yeah, he seems like kind of a, wacko.
You may be right, but he's the best chance we've got. I know you boys won't let me down.
You can count on us, sir.
Of course. Also, it seems like everyone in this galaxy isn't aware that Secret Agent Clank is just a fictional character, when the real Clank is just a sidekick. I mean, I love him, but he's a lunchbox. Okay. So. We need another 1,500 bucks before we can buy the whip. So, we are gonna need to, do a little bit more manipulation of, making everyone kill each other. And break boxes for me. Where's the boomerang guy? There's normally a boomerang guy that pops up. It's alright, I can take advantage of the swamp monster then. Double kill! Okay, do you think? Yep. God, these guys are coming out. Okay, now I want to use the boomerang guy in here. Ouch. We may only have 12 health, but for being right at the beginning of the game, that's doing a surprising amount of damage. Boomerang guy. Normally that's a boomerang guy. I don't know what's going on. Oops. Ow. Thought I was just out of his range. Can't see me over there for some reason. I'm going to break these things too. Hopefully. Nearly there. Where'd he go? He was my source of money. Okay, well, still have another nearly 400 bolts to get. Not much way to get them. Ow. Right, nearly there. Now, are you actually going to be a boomerang guy? Yes, thank you. Ow. Ah. Really? Hit the other guys, please. Thank you. Thank you. Bit of help from the friendly neighborhood swamp monster. Okay. Thank God. Almost there. Just in time for me to do that again. I don't think I've ever had a run where the guy that pops up here was anything other than a boomerang guy. Yep, diminishing returns. And there we have it. 7,500 bolts. Probably right in time for me to somehow die again. Oh, I should have mentioned. Right over here this entire time, there's a big old room full of boxes and this jackpot crate. That before now, we haven't been able to touch. Now we have our only weapon. Feels good, man. Alright, so in a lot of ways, the the whip run is going to be very similar to the wrench run. If only because of the whip's moveset. So just like the wrench, you swing it, you can swing it 3 times in succession to make a combo. You can throw it from crouching or from first person, and you can hyper strike, which deals double damage. And I wasted a ton of ammo doing that, so I better make it worth it. Okay. Now to get a lot of our money back. Look at that. Back to just about 4 grand in one fell swoop. Feels good, man. Feels good. Now, at first glance, you might think that this would be easier than the wrench only run. Because we actually have a weapon. And for the beginning portions, it is. Because at the state we are now, the whip, I'm pretty sure, is more powerful than the wrench. But the wrench, it increases in power as our health does. And I have actually tested that by the time we get 100 HP, it even outpowers the wrench at V5. Which, yeah. But for the time being, yeah, the whip is more powerful, and also has much greater range. Which, it's really, really good at clearing out crowds, especially when you throw it. The whip is actually a fantastic early weapon, and a lot of people like it for, being able to deal with crowds the way it does, and for just looking really cool. But eventually just forget about it, because it's outshined by almost every other weapon in the game very quickly. But it definitely is pretty damn good in the early stages of the game. That's... sorry. By the end of the game, yeah, the wrench is going to be a more powerful option. Duck down here because I want more bolts. So bolts are going to be a pretty big priority because there are some pretty expensive things I'm going to want to be able to buy by end game. Titanium bolts are here. We're not going to be able to get all of them anyway, so it's not really necessary. So if they're right in the way, sure, but otherwise I won't bother too much. Oh. Did I just knock him into the water? Sweet. Ah, now this crate with the little flame on it. This can only be destroyed with the wrench and it activates Inferno mode, in which we suddenly don the most powerful armor in the game, which also makes us invincible, which normally it doesn't. And we start sporting 2 wrenches, which looks really cool, because it's like we're dual wielding. Dual wielding is always awesome. And our hits just one hit kill just about everything. which is really cool, but we can't use it because it's wrench, and we're not allowed to use that. Jackpot. And just around the ledge here is one of the trophies of the game. Again, we can't get all of them. Because some of them... One of them requires getting all titanium bolts, which we can't do. One of them requires doing all the Annihilation Nation challenges, which we also can't do because there are weapon-specific challenges. So yeah, unfortunate I can't go full-on completionist, but I am going to do as much as I possibly can throughout the game, for the sake of amassing as many bolts as possible. Also, skill points are going to be foregone as well, because, again, we can't get all of them. Some of them are weapon-specific.
Ratchet, we have company.
Where?
Behind you.
Where?
Behind you.
Very funny. You having a good time?
You trespass on sacred ground. Now you walk path of death.
But, sir...
Path of death.
Uh-huh. Clearly, this guy hasn't seen the shit I've already gone through. Alright, Path of Death. Sure. Yeah, but now that we actually have our weapon, things are going to be relatively easy for a while. It's not really gonna be until, well, we've got a boss fight coming up just here. The next boss fight, well, mandatory boss fight anyway, isn't until Terranosis. And then right after that is Planet Dax, which is where things are gonna start getting a little hard. So, you know, aside from amassing the rest of the bolts, Florana has been easy, Marcadia is gonna be easy. We only have to do one thing in Annihilation Nation, but I'll stick around to amass some more bolts. Aquados is going to be relatively easy. Whether or not I'll stick around to pick up some sewer crystals after we've done our mission there, I'll decide when we get there. Terranosis for the most part is easy, but yeah, boss fight.
Cannot be.
Okay, we walked your path of death. Now, tell us what you know about Dr. Nefarious.
Huh?
Dr. Nefarious! They say you're the only man to ever beat him.
Huh?
Jeez, this guy's even dumber than...
Captain Quark?
Yeah, Captain Quark. That's it, Quark. You've had this coming for a long time.
Damn right he has. And he's a chump. Just keep throwing the whip at him. He'll be good. And he'll bring in Mooks because he's a chump. And he's down.
So, Quark has completely lost his mind. Now what?
Just keep the mask on. He thinks you are his new leader.
Great.
Captain Sasha of the Starship Phoenix. The President has asked me to assist you.
Hi.
I see you have located Captain Quark.
Yeah, we got him, but, well, he thinks he's a monkey.
Of course. Bring him to the Phoenix and we'll see what we can do. Sasha out.
Introducing Ratchet's new girlfriend. Which is going to persist into Gladiator. From that point, I got no idea.
Look at that, Clank. This ship is amazing.
Welcome aboard the Phoenix, gentlemen.
Whoa.
Impressive, isn't she? The Phoenix is the pride of the galactic fleet. She's equipped with the latest technology. Holodeck training suite, auto vendors for armor and weapons, virtual firing range, starfighter upgrade system, even a Gadgetron VG-9000 game system.
A VG-9000?
Of course. With a Mavix Fireball Pro controller, VR headset, and a zero-G dance pad attachment.
Will you marry me?
Well, you've obviously had an exhausting trip. Why don't you stop by your quarters? We prepared a custom living area for Quark, so he won't get in your way. Come meet me on the bridge when you're ready.
Now, ladies, just let you know now, and the quickest way into my heart is exactly what she has just done.
How do you think he got like this?
Well, the life of an intergalactic superhero can be very stressful.
Yeah. Anyway, you're telling me this nutcase is our only hope for stopping Nefarious? We're hosed.
Yep. Before we go any further, I'm gonna take on some of the VR courses. Just for a few extra bolts. Oh yeah, at the end of the Quark fight, the Plasma Whip leveled up. Which, I should probably show that off. V2 generates even more plasma energy and causes even more damage to everything it lashes. So basically, V2 is just a little more powerful. I can't remember what the power of the vase form is, but I think I might have gotten the image of that in the first recordings. Not sure. Anyway. Now, we have 10,000 bolts already, which is awesome. It's also enough to get us our first armor set, which is available right now, but I'm not going to bother for a bit. My plan is I'm only going to buy 2 sets of armor. The second and the fourth. I can get away without getting the Magna Plate armor for a while, but I'm not sure how far I'm going to be able to get without at least the adamantine armor. Aegis Mark V armor, I'm going to skip purely to save on bolts, because I'm going to need a ton of them by endgame. Basically, outright, I'm going to need over 1,250,000 bolts. 250,000 for the PDA, once we get to Quark's hideouts, and 1 million for the Infinox armor. So I think that will be the best way for me to actually be able to survive during the endgame. The shocker is weapon specific for the shock blaster, so we can't do that. And because we can't do that, we can't do all the missions. And we need to do all the missions to get the Nerves of Titanium mission, which gets us the titanium bolts, which is why I'm not really bothering to titanium bolts, because I can't even get them all. Hot stepper? So, apologies for the lack of commentary as well. This isn't like a proper Let's Play or anything. It's pretty much only me recording the footage to pretty much validate the run. So it can essentially just be treated as a long play of sorts. I will... Like, if I've got anything that I want to say or anything I feel needs explaining, I'll speak up, but... Yeah. This is pretty much just to show you my process here and what I'm doing and how, like, kind of how it's done. And not really much else. So... Like, if you're interested, like, if you are interested to see the whole process, then, you know, by all means, stick around. But, for a lot of... There's going to be a fair few parts where you may want to bring something else to do with you. Okay, so that's all we can do in VR at the moment. And I need to... Yeah, there we go. Much better. Whee! Armor vendor. Thank you. Yeah, we can buy our first armor here, which will reduce damage taken by 33%. I'm not going to bother. We can get the adamantine armor just before we go to Terranosis, which I will get. Because if I play my cards right, I should be able to get to end the game, or not comfortably, but well enough with just the adamantine armor, but I doubt my ability to get there without severe frustration in just the Mac plate armor, so yeah.
We're losing the signal. Try boosting the power.
Isn't that the president?
They came out of nowhere! Tyrannoid invasion force! Presidential compound has been breached! Cannot hold out much longer here.
Mr. President! Dad! Are you there?
Dad?
Robotic citizens of the Solana Galaxy, the hour of your liberation is at hand! Too long have we robots suffered under the bigotry, the stupidity, The squishiness and foul stench of organic life forms. Soon, all robots will bask in the liberty and equality of my benevolent, iron-fisted rule. And as for you filthy organic life forms, you can look forward to being disintegrated. That's all for now.
Plot a course from Arcadia. Maximum speed. Prepare the dropship for planetary assault. We're going in.
We'll see you on Arcadia.
I do not pay attention to Nefarious in that cutscene. My eyes are fixated on Lawrence down the corner. Lawrence is hilarious. I love him. He is everything that the butler for a supervillain should be. And that is hilarious. Nice. Speedrunning tactics! Now what I'm doing there is called lag jumping, because Ratchet can actually hold a surprising amount of momentum from the things he does. And by chaining that into side flips, you can just keep up that momentum and just go pretty fast. You should see the things you can do with the charge boots, goddamn.
Glad you made it, sir. The presidential compound is on the other side of the city. Keep your head down. The Tyrannoids are crawling all over the place.
Alright, it's Arcadia. Even in the wrench-only run, I think this planet's, you know, not pretty easy, not all too noteworthy. And the whip is starting to level up pretty steadily, so yay. There are more crates up here. Again, I'm going to prioritize getting bolts as much as possible. We are most certainly going to need them. I just walked under that. I don't know how I did that. Normally, the hitbox on those things is bigger. Yeah. Even I don't know what's going on with this game sometimes. My copy is also old. So it has some quirks here and there. Mostly in the audio department. But quirks nonetheless. Still not as egregious as some of the audio quirks in the HD ports. Like, not looping the music properly.
Nice shooting, sir. A second wave of Tyrannoids just landed. They're attacking the compound from the other side. We could sure use your help.
You got it.
Follow me to the dropship.
enemies starting to pile up, which is good.
Sarge, you're just in time. We must defend the presidential palace.
We are going to have to be careful with our ammo here. But I also want peace. Sources. I hate sources. One of the more annoying enemies in the game. Is this guy gonna... Yep. We also do want them to drop some of the little guys because they actually give a surprising amount of experience for their size. Ow.
Too many of them. We're dead meat. I need backup. I need backup.
You're fine. I'm not, though.
Area secured. Nice work, ladies. Let's move out.
Well, belts. There we go. All sorted.
Sarge, cover those Rangers. If we lose the whole squad, it's all over.
Oh, yay.
They're everywhere. I don't want to die. I give up.
V3! And also full ammo recovery. Bit of a boost in power. It's so hot that it turns blue. Anything lashed by the V3 whip takes massive damage. Well, I wouldn't say massive, but definitely more. It's definitely getting up there in terms of power.
They're right on top of us.
Yeah, this is kind of a dick move. Easy to deal with, but a dick move nonetheless. Wow. Spoke too soon.
Sarge, cover those Rangers. If we lose the whole squad, it's all over. Incoming! They're everywhere! our cans.
Okay.
We need to take out those enemy dropships. The sauces are just icing on the cake.
Once again, turrets and vehicles are legal when necessary.
Let him have it, Sarge. Covering fire. This is the last wave, Sarge. Don't give those pus buckets an inch. Nice shooting, Sarge. We can take it from here.
Cool.
Protect the repair crew. We need that turret back online. Keep them off our backs. We'll have this baby back up in no time. Covering fire. We've got to protect the repair crew. Keep it up. The repairs are almost finished. The repairs are finished. Now we'll give those Noids a taste of their own medicine.
Alright, last one.
The Noids have launched an all-out assault. We need those air defenses online yesterday.
Now, a reminder, as part of my rules, the wrench may only be used to turn bolt cranks and nothing else. Which is why my last run ended in failure.
You need to handle the ground troops yourself.
Because I used it for something other than turning a bolt crank. It wasn't to deal damage or to break boxes, but it was something other than turning a bolt crank. And therefore, the run was forfeit. Those are the rules I put in place.
The Noids are throwing everything they got at us.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you guys to not.
They're everywhere. Ah!
hindsight, probably should have taken those guys out before I started turning the crank. Oh, I hate saucers. No, go away.
Mission accomplished. We'll take it from here, Sarge.
Cool.
Agent Clank? You're even more impressive in person than you are on the holovid. And I must say, I've never seen a chauffeur fight like you do, son. Who says you can't find good help these days, right, Clank? Sasha's told me a lot about you. Don't get any ideas, kid. She is way out of your league. Sasha filled me in on the Quark situation. I'm told the man thinks he's a monkey?
He has lost his memory, sir.
Well, then you'll simply have to find it for him. We need our star player back in the game ASAP. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
My daughter tells me you're a man who's good with his hands, Ratchet.
Sir, I swear I never...
The city's laser shield went down during the attack. Now, we are defenseless without it. I sent out a repairman to fix it, but he disappeared. I need you to get that shield system back online.
Yes, sir. We're on it.
The implied adult humor in this game is hilarious. Okay, here's the point where we actually need to be kind of careful. This is the refractor. Now, the refractor is a gadget that allows us to stand in the path of beams, laser beams, laser beams specifically, and redirect them. Actually, that's something I do need to do. Plasma whip. You, and you. And then you. So I've put in all the different camera modes in place of the other weapons, so I can't select them on the quick select. That, and there's always the chance I may need first person or lock strafe, so yeah. But anyway. So yes, we can stand in the path of laser beams and redirect them. Here's the thing. We can redirect them into enemies as well. Now, there is a skill point we can get for doing this for, I think it's 25? I think it's 25. 25 enemies. Maybe. I may be wrong about that. Just for some reason, 25 is the number in my head. If we do that, runs forfeit. Now, they can run into the static lasers of their own accord, no problem. We just can't specifically redirect a laser into an enemy and damage them. Do that, and it's all over. I can't wait until we get another gadgets that we can keep in our little quick select up there. Just so I can get the nitro launcher out of there. Which probably isn't going to be until we get the hyper shot.
look, it's Al. Got the shields up yet?
Silence! I am concentrating.
What the? That's a Quark vid comic.
Excuse me. It is a historically accurate interactive graphic novel.
How can you use the city's defense network to play a video game?
Simple. I bypassed the security server with a 626 hex matrix adapter and reprogrammed the graphic subprocessor.
No, I mean, it's... Clank, you speak, nerd.
It appears you have a feedback loop in the induction coils of your DB3 signal processor.
Impossible! I ran a recursive checksum on the signal matrix. Hey, there is a feedback loop. I don't know what happened to me with it.
May we borrow this vid comic?
Treat it gently. It is a first edition.
Perhaps this will help restore Quark's memory.
Shield power restored.
Reintroducing Al! For all the good that does. Alright, now we can go home and play video games. Just the way I like it. Okay.
Watch and learn, Clank. This is how a real hero gets it done.
Subtle audio looping in the background for some reason.
These are the real-life adventures of Captain Quark, the greatest superhero the galaxy has ever known.
Hey, this thing on?
Meticulously reconstructed by our crack research team with the aid of eyewitness accounts, bathroom gossip, wild speculation, and a magic 8-ball.
That makes a lot of sense.
In the early days of the 5th Solarian equinox, the Solana galaxy was terrorized by a notorious pirate known as Captain Blackstar.
Ahoy! Anybody else got a craving for fish and chips?
Though still in the prime of his youth, Captain Quark was already a living legend.
I was beating him off with a stick.
However, no previous adventure could have prepared Quark for his encounter with the dread pirate Blackstar and his crew of... Oh, please tell me this is a typo.
That's robotic pirate ghosts. Guess reading wasn't your subject, eh, Professor?
Right. Now we begin the interactive portion of Episode 1. Booty is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay. So, I mentioned that in the failed recording, or the failed run of this. In the spirit of this run being remarkably similar to the wrench-only run, I was tackling the vid comics using only the melee attack. I think I'll keep doing that. Keep things interesting. Especially in VidComic 4, Jesus Christ. Beating Nefarious in VidComic 4 is... it takes an eternity when you're not using the gun.
Old-timers say a giant robotic space eel haunts this ship. What a bunch of hoo-hoo!
Can I use the gun as a bludgeoning device? Oh, shit. Quark's wall jumps are surprisingly potent. And if we get all 100 tokens in each level, we get a titanium bomb. There's also a skill point for beating these in under a certain time, but I'm not going to bother. Also, punching is the best thing to do here because I swear that the eel has like an allergic reaction to Quark's fists or something. Oh, come on. There you go.
I mean, I've worked on some real junk, but this one takes the cake. Pirate, ghost, robots. I mean, what do they think? We're idiots?
Hey, Professor, snap to it.
Once again, the citizens of the Solana Galaxy owed their lives to the dauntless courage of the remarkable man behind the cube. With great reluctance, Quark accepted a meager fee for his services and promptly donated the entire sum to the Quark for Tots Scholarship Fund, a charity providing makeovers and buxom bimbos for needy people named Quark.
I've got a big heart. Mr. President? Yes, I got the fruit basket, thanks. It turns out I'm allergic to prunes. Yeah, who knew? What? Blackwater City is under attack. Yes, sir, I'm on my way.
The exciting, all-true, right, adventures of Captain Quark continue in Episode 2.
Yeah, all true, alright.
Well, who's that handsome devil?
It appears Quark has regained his memory.
Hey, this dressing room isn't fit for a pig. What kind of shoddy production are you people running?
That's him, all right.
He may need a while to adjust. In the meantime, I've got a mission that's perfect for you two. We've just learned of a prototype holographic device that can disguise the user as a Tyrannoid, even allowing him to speak Tyrannese.
Is it just me, or do you smell bananas?
Anyway, the device happens to be the grand prize on this week's Annihilation Nation. Check it out.
Tonight on Annihilation Nation, we feature an all-new Death Course. Let's meet tonight's victim. Oops, I mean contestant, Fred. Fred is a Gadgetron accountant who claims he once had a Morpho Ray go off in his pants. What a champ. Let's take a look at what he's up against. Doesn't look too bad now, does it? Good luck, Fred! Next!
Another day, another death course.
Yeah, I guess Ratchet's kind of pretty used to, you know, death at this point. Or at least defying it. God damn it. Hey. Alright. So this place. We're gonna be spending a bit of extra time because money. Money, 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 money.
Are you ready to play?
I already am!
Alright, let's meet our first contestant. He's an unemployed rocket mechanic who claims to have saved 2 galaxies, but most people know him as Secret Agent Clank's bumbling chauffeur. He hopes that disguising himself as a Tyrannoid will make him more attractive to the ladies.
Hey,
Give a warm welcome to Ratchet! Ratchet will attempt to be the first contestant ever to survive the Death Course. Contestant number 1, are you ready?
bring it on.
If we're contestant number 1, then what was Fred? Poor Fred.
Hey, be sure to catch me next week at the Florana Demolition Derby. He could be championship material, folks. This is gonna be exciting. Ooh, he's got sharp teeth too. I wonder if he bites. Oh man, this job is too much fun.
It's our second Grid comic, which I'll need to take care of at my earliest convenience.
Let's get ready to rampage!
And now the arena.
Ooh, he's got sharp teeth too. I wonder if he bites. Whoa, I should introduce this guy to my ex-wife. Okay, folks, time to play Luck of the Draw. I'm now pulling a ticket stub out of my hat.
Thank you. Ammo.
Oh yeah, that's entertainment, folks. Let's get it on.
I'm gonna need more ammo, like, real soon. Okay.
Audience member in seat number 326, get ready to try your luck in the Robot Rampage.
Oh dear.
No, God,
Oh dear. Wait, wait, wait! We have a chance.
He's on a rampage, folks.
Whew. Came down to the wire.
I don't believe it, folks! He survived the death course! And here to give you your prize, the lovely Miss Courtney Gears! How about that, folks? He is better looking!
Do not be alarmed, Sasha. That is Ratchet.
Oh, I see you won the terror guys. It's very convincing. Anyway, there's something I think the two of you need to see.
Work personal log, entry 101301. After I personally vanquished the Protopet menace and revamped the Megacorp testing facility, I decided to focus my efforts on protecting the endangered creatures of the Florana jungle. But when news arrived that Dr. Nefarious had again risen to power, I knew where my true destiny lay. The training necessary to get back into tip-top shape has been exhausting, and my mind overflows with brilliant concepts. Though I still yearn for the bittersweet stench of my simian companions. The time has come to resume my duties as the greatest hero the galaxy has ever known, Captain Quark!
Ball.
You're not gonna believe this, but the President put Quark in charge of the fight against Nefarious. Our new commander just called his first team meeting. You better get back to the Phoenix right away.
I agree. This does not sound good.
Bull, bull, bull. Not quite ready for those two yet. So I'll take on all the other challenges.
Get ready to rampage!
So I'm gonna just spend time doing all the challenges I can so I can get me some more cash.
Says, lightning storms headed your way! He's gonna feel that tomorrow. Whoa! This little something can really do
Oh, turret. Thank you, friendly fire. I think I'm just gonna rely on the turret for a bit, because I only got 10 ammo left, and I don't know if the last round's gonna give me any. Oh, look at that. The only weapon-specific challenge I'm ever going to be able to do.
To do this with one weapon, folks. Oh yeah, that's entertainment, folks. Hey, Lombax, don't look down. Did you see that? How about that, folks?
No.
This event is a time limit challenge. Oh yeah, that's entertainment, folks. Let me tell you, those things will take your eyebrows off. Ooh, everybody see the license plate on that truck? Positively shocking! Ever wonder what a shaved Lombax looks like? Let's find out! This event is a time limit challenge.
Sweet. Wood's gonna level up pretty soon.
Ooh, he's got sharp teeth too. I wonder if he bites. Let me tell you, those things will take your eyebrows off.
V4! What are we dealing with here? 100 power. Nice little jump there. So when used with a jump attack, the V4 Plasma Whip generates a shockwave that spreads out and slams everything in its path. So... bit like this. It's pretty cool. Now, throwing the whip is still the way to go, but, you know, now we've got a little something extra. Sweet. I think we can take on the Terrible 2 now.
Let's get ready to rampage! Yowzer, that's gonna hurt.
It's done a little extra damage. think I might have just enough to take out Gary. Nope. Damn. I had something there, though. I'm gonna try it one more time.
Let's get ready to rampage!
Oh, damn.
Yoker, that's gonna hurt.
Alright, now I've got enough to finish this off. Okay, this is some serious outside interference going on right here. There we go. Yeah, I think I did that in under 2 minutes. Can you just start firing your missiles already? There we go. There we go. And 30 HP. Awesome. I can't do the championship out yet. Maybe later. It takes nearly all my ammo to take them out now, and I'm gonna have to take them on after 23 rounds of fighting everything else, so... yeah, probably not best to do that at the moment. On the plus side, the whip is nearly a V5. this one. Surprise much? This is the last one, I think. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, I think that's everything. Now I can come back for that when I've upgraded the whip, I think. I'll also have better armor by the time I come back, I think. Adamantine armor will be ready right before Tyrannosis. And next up is a Quartos.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh, and Helga, welcome to the Q-Force. You have been assembled here because each of you is an expert in your particular field. From Al's mastery of electronics to Skid's nerves of steel, to Helga's sensual powers of seduction. Each of you has shown that you are worthy to wear the Q. Years ago, I single-handedly defeated Dr. Nefarious, but like a rash on the galaxy's backside, he has flared up again. Our first mission will be to infiltrate the Doctor's top-secret base on planet Aquatos. Impossible, you say? Perhaps for a lesser strategist? Behold, my brilliant plan!
First, Ratchet and Clank will descend to the sea floor and wade through a series of tunnels flooded with waist-high raw sewage.
What?
Please hold your questions until the end of the presentation. After infiltrating the base, our agents will split up. Clank will enter the base's ventilation system, where he will locate and deploy this banana-guided autonomous monkey device, or the GAMD. Meanwhile, Ratchet will use his extensive knowledge of the Tyrannoid language and customs to win the trust of the bloodthirsty alien guards. Finally, our agents will make their way to Nefarious's personal office, steal everything that isn't nailed down, and exfiltrate the base completely undetected.
That's crazy!
But it just might work.
Of course, leave it to Quark to make Ratchet and Clank do all of the dirty work. Just because he was a dick and we had to stop him. Oh well. On second thought, I'm nearly at 2 hours here.
If anybody finds a Starmaster scientific calculator, please contact Lost and Found.
So I'm gonna take care of the second vidcomic and end this session here for now.
Quark, Comic Episode 2, Ariba Amoeba. A new evil was gathering in the shadowy swamps of Blackwater City. A horrific breed of monsters known as amoeboids, born in the laboratories of a twisted scientist named Dr. Nefarious.
To think, they called me insane, Lawrence. We'll see who's insane when my pets have exterminated all life on this miserable planet!
That should clear things right up, sir. When Captain Quark encountered the amoeboids for the first time, he immediately executed Emergency Response Plan number 2.
Hey, wait just a minute.
Quark then proceeded to stall for time while he coordinated the city's defenses from the women's restroom at Galaxy Burger.
Give me that thing, you lying no-good... Right. Now where were we? From the moment I touched down, I knew the situation called for a head-on assault. Without hesitation, I rushed to do heroic battle with the monstrous amoeboid horde.
Oh, I think the narrator had it, pretty down pat. Okay.
His amoeboid army defeated, Dr. Nefarious had no choice but to flee Blackwater City in disgrace.
You've not seen the last of me. I will have my vengeance if it takes 1,000 years!
Dr. Nefarious was right about one thing. He and Quark would meet again, and sooner than he realized. For a true hero like Captain Quark will stop at nothing in the name of justice.
What? I held my breath.
Mm-hmm. Wow, over 100,000 belts already. Sweet. Alright. I think that's enough for one day. Alrighty. So, in the next session, straight to Aquatos. Things are still relatively, simple, kind of easy so far. They're going to start picking up quite a bit. I want to say starting with Terranosis. Well, I just say with the next boss fighters, so yeah. But anyway, that'll be it for this session. So, yeah, for those who are watching, catch you around next time.